All right, hello and welcome to the Red Dragon Inn. I am your host, Brad, along with our new host.
I'm not a new host. I'm Bob.
I'm Derek.
Well, you're new to this show. This is your first episode. And this is episode 3, by the way, of Across the Table. And today, we didn't get to play this week, so instead we bought a bunch of minis. So we're going to do a little bit of unboxing in preparation for our Pathfinder 2 campaign, which is going to be starting next week. So look out for that soon. And in the meantime, we have 3 boxes of pre-painted Pathfinder Battles minis and a bunch of unpainted WizKids deep cuts and Nolzur's Marvelous minis. So we're going to bust them open and we'll show them to you, and we're going to get started. So who wants to grab the first pack? We're going to start with our minis that are known, and we're going to save these the pre-painted randoms for last. Some of them are going to be PCs and characters. Hopefully we'll get them painted someday. And some of them we just bought because they're cool. So not all of them will make an appearance right away, but...
Yeah, the first one that we're doing, it is a green hag and a night hag. These just were, when I saw them at the store, these just had super high detail, and I tend to actually use hags more than I thought that I would. They probably almost show up in every campaign, not because I base a campaign around them, I just find myself using them a lot. So once I saw that the hags were there...
Really, hags are a pretty good mid-level adversary.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't actually have a hag pre-planned. I'm going to be running the first Pathfinder game that we play. I don't have a hag pre-planned, but hey, a cool mini might always make me change my mind and shoehorn them in somehow. And yeah, these are pretty sweet.
They've got really good detail. If you wanted to take the time, you could make them look very nice.
Bob is our more experienced painter in the group, and if we could show you a video of all the unpainted stuff that we own, then you'd realize that we'll never be caught up, ever. Maybe some of these will get painted, maybe not. What I'm going to open first is a mini that I did not need at all, but man, it was just too cool for me to pass up, and that it would be this awesome catapult. So one thing that we do not really have any of, I don't think, is siege engines. No. Well, I have some ballistas, but this little catapult was pretty spiffy. Now, it doesn't have working parts or anything, but it's a quick paint. This one will probably get painted because it's basically just wood. So, wood and rope, very, very easy to paint.
Some iron fittings.
Yeah, so just use some metal and some wood and some tans for the rope, and
good wood grain though.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good, and I mean, like I said, I told them earlier that now I'm just going to have to use a catapult, just because there'll be a catapult in this adventure for some reason, just because. Bob wasn't with us at the game store today.
Oh no, I've made everything collapse.
Bob wasn't with us when we bought these today, so he's just as surprised as y'all.
I guess I'm going to open up this cage. It's a hanging cage.
This is from the brand new set of the deep cut miniatures, I believe, or is that? I think it's the deep cuts. But this is from Wave 10 of
deep cuts.
Yeah, of the Pathfinder deep cuts series. We actually have a couple of those that just were released, and so we picked up some of those. So,
I mean, this is something that you. It seems like a mini that you'd use to start a story.
Well,
it doesn't seem like something that you would use very often, but it looks neat.
It's one of those things that, like in any fantasy movie, there's always just that person in the cage out in the middle of nowhere off to the side of the road.
So the bottom comes off the cage, so you can put the starved man inside.
Yeah, so a mini that has a base would not fit in that cage.
Something else to note too is it seems to have fitted pegs, so you have to pick exactly the right direction to put it back on, which means that also after you paint it, there's going to be extra paint. You'll probably have to scrape off any paint that would be on the pegs in order to get it to go back together.
I have a different cage from a different set already painted up, and this was just basically a new style cage, and I wanted more cages, so I actually need like 20 of them, but I wasn't going to buy that many. You guys all have to theater mine the rest of the cages.
Post-production.
Right.
Adam in post.
Adam in post.
Yep, this is another Deep Cuts. This is the... it's actually a gnome sorcerer, but I bought this for my little barbarian gnome because he is a diplomat. So it's just basically a gnome wearing some fancy clothes reading a book. But we don't have very many little people miniatures, halflings / gnome.
Going through our minis, we have very few goblins, kobolds, gnomes, etc. So this was one of the reasons why we bought. There's some really cool gnomes and goblins in these sets, so we'll see if we get any later on in the video. And
well, I said this was just some that I bought specifically for myself. So
that guy is very dignified. I hope you can get his face good on the zoomed in view when you show this, because the triangularity of his face really makes him look kind of satanic, but he's still cool looking. But yeah, those are pretty cool. I do like those, and we'll have to glue those at least on the base.
I'll just move this one over here for you. Cause
I was about to say, you might as well give him that one. Do you want the fountain, or do you want...
I think we'll do the doppelgangers.
Oh, okay. Another mini for you to pretend you didn't see.
I wonder if there's going to be doppelgangers.
There is no doppelgangers.
But I might say, like, the quality on a lot of these Pathfinder, like, prints.
I mean,
these are highly detailed.
WizKids has been killing it with these unpainted ones, and they just recently launched the premium versions of these, so you actually can get these lines with some pre-painted ones too, and they're not too much more expensive. But all these minis were, $5 or $6 each, and for that price, I mean, you get some.
I mean, to tell the truth, these doppelgangers really, to me, look like they could just be ghouls.
Yeah, they're kind of ghouly, alien-looking just things.
But that is an alien. That would be another good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they are kind of... They could be sci-fi aliens.
But if I'm like the one you're holding now, though, if that might be the pose that's in the bestiary.
Bestiary. The bestiary, it could be. But yeah, if you're running Starfinder or another like sci-fi game and you just need some...
Even a Cthulhu game.
You just need some cool-looking alien dudes, these doppelgangers...
Add a couple more tentacles.
Yeah, these doppelgangers would work good for that. Is it my turn? I guess I'll open my fountain, because I picked it out. So... you'll see if you watch any of our streams and videos, we do have a large amount of 3D printed terrain, and we have 3D printed a lot of setting material, fountains and bookcases and chairs and tables and dungeon tiles and stuff like that. But I still occasionally like to buy a few like this that stand out, and this one to me stood out for its price. I mean, it's kind of a Poseidon looking dude with a trident here, which is a classic fountain look. And yeah, I see what you're talking about. It is slightly warped.
Yeah, that's about the only one so far that we've seen like any sort of deformity in.
Yeah, any deformity that I'd be worried to just straighten up with a hairdryer.
Right.
And I'm wondering if you pop this water out here, maybe is that what's making it deformed? I don't know.
No, it was deformed because of the way it was put into the package.
Right, the molded
basically,
plastic around
this area right here was pressed up against the packaging and caused the deformity and caused it to warp down here. I mean, it could be... you could also paint it to look weathered, maybe like that's natural wear, and have you pour resin water to make it look like the water's spilling out there.
That could cover up some of the abnormality of it. If you make like the pouring out of it, you couldn't see it as easily.
Right.
So yeah, there we go. You can see what we're talking about in the close-up, but
all right.
Go ahead and open the one you were most excited about buying.
I was. This is just a classic monster manual. Actually, I think this might be... Is this one of the beasts that is not... No, I don't think it is.
I do not think Displacer beasts show up in Pathfinder.
I can't remember. I don't know where the list is.
We are prepping a video right now of what monsters are in D&D and not in Pathfinder, and this could be...
Yeah, no, the Displacer beast is one of the ones that has never been in Pathfinder.
One of the iconic monsters from D&D.
But this is one of my favorite... This is like almost my Rat Quest like my low-level adventure creatures that I always use.
Oh, does he have a base too?
Yeah, I do not think I've ever ran a D&D campaign that does not have, not necessarily even as an enemy, but like it could be the pet of the main villain. But
it's funny because I don't even know if I've ever used one. Well, now I know to throw him in a.
And you can almost guarantee that Derek will have Asmodeus as a puppeteer somewhere in his campaign.
I'm gonna throw him in my campaign just so you have some sympathy for the Displacer Beast and try to rescue him or something.
Now, again, this is a good example of how you could use a hairdryer to move the tentacles around to make it appear how you want it. As it is, it would be difficult to paint because of the way it coils in on itself.
They touch each other and intertwine a little too much.
But with just heating up the plastic a bit, you could get it to form how you wanted it to.
Mm-hmm. I could see that. Yep.
I guess
we're gonna save the big one for Derek, but
I'll open the ones that they told me I have to paint.
I mean,
well, these. How these will be used in any campaign anywhere ever.
You don't have to paint them. I just thought you would enjoy it.
Again, we're another deep cut by Pathfinder.
We're now talking about the dancing
bartender, dancing girl.
The dancing lady and the bar wench. Is that we're probably not? I don't think we're allowed to say that anymore.
Again, a really high detail. I'm really happy with
the dancing girl has an interesting costume with adding just a little bit of metallics to it. You could make it look like she's wearing satin.
I see. Or is she actually like a belly dancer? I can't tell if her stomach is supposed to be uncovered. I think
it is uncovered.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
Like
there you go. She's more like a belly dancer type character.
Yep.
But yeah,
she'd be good for people that are doing the Strahd campaign in D&D. That would be a good Vistani.
Right. Okay.
Apron. It's part of her dress, but
okay. But again, like we've been saying before, and if you've looked at any of these before, you know the detail already, and you can see on the other camera now what the detail looks like, and that's it. It's a good barkeep. All right, let's. Moving along.
Oh no, you chose the goblins.
I did chose the goblins.
I did
chose them.
I chose you.
So the reason I bought these, and part of the reason I bought the Pathfinder ones, is that anybody who's played or looked at the Pathfinder bestiary knows that Pathfinder goblins have a unique look to them. So now, while we have several goblins already, I do not have any of the traditional Pathfinder style goblins, and one of our PCs is actually going to be a goblin. So yeah, if you've seen Pathfinder goblins, you know they have the more oval style face, and I mean they look good. They look pretty good. And there's actually, I think, 4 in these sets right here that are pretty cool too. I'm hoping to pull at least one of those. All right, so Bob, you got that last one. I don't know what it is. Sorry.
This is the female elf fighters.
Female elf fighter, which we bought for a PC in our group. Melissa will be playing a female elf fighter, and we searched and searched our minis, and I could not find a good female fighter type. I mean, for the hundreds of minis that we have pre-painted wise. She looked through them. I looked through them. We couldn't find one she was happy with. So, but then that's some long hair. I mean, do we still get haircuts back? In D&D. I mean, that's.
It's for a fighter. You'd think you'd want a little less hair.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's just getting in the way. I mean, I think you.
I mean, that's going to drag the floor if you undo the ponytail. I
mean, actually, with the way her hair and her swords are striking now, she might just give herself a trim in the middle of this combat. But it is time for your fiend.
All right.
The fiend of the pit.
Whoa.
Move those out of the way.
And the final one Now, I bought this just because we've had...
Just because we don't have one.
Yeah, we've had two... Well, we had two Baylors.
Yeah, I sold one.
But
we kept the cooler one.
But I use devils way more than I use demons, so we just have never had a pit fiend. So,
and I think that one's actually called Pit Devil.
It's technically a Pit Devil.
This is another one from Pathfinder Deep Cuts Wave 10, so this is brand new. This one was just released in the last few weeks.
Yep, it's got a...
Does it have a twisty tie on it?
Yep.
Wow.
There we go.
And I already know, just from looking through the package, that one has awesome detail.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. This is going to be a really fun mini for Bob to paint.
Yeah, you're going to love this, Bob. I mean...
this is gonna be... I'm not going to lie. There's going to be a whole lot of washing going on this one, because to blend for that amount of time is more than I'm going to care to do. Oh, that's unfortunate.
What's that?
The mold lines. They didn't remove the mold lines before priming it. You see right there?
Oh, I see it, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a bit of prep work, and then it'll have to be reprimed.
Again, not a painter. Stuff I would never even consider or notice. Or
yeah, right along the kneecap.
I would just paint over it.
Right along the knee.
I wouldn't even notice. But yeah, that dude is awesome. That makes me want to...
Watch me paint it, huh?
No, that makes me want to use him and put him in the adventure.
Well, I hope not until we're at least 15th level.
I mean, maybe he's friendly.
Because devils are known for being friendly.
I mean...
Quit stereotyping, Bob.
You don't know that. I mean, maybe he's willing to strike a deal if you sell him your soul.
So what you're saying is you're going to put it in the adventure and force us to strike a deal with the devil or die.
I didn't say that. But I did say that this is the part of the video that we all waited for.
Yes.
And we're getting along, but we're not going to all tear them open at the same time. Because now this has these sets, if you don't know, this is the first Pathfinder battle set that is specifically made for Pathfinder 2. There's 40.
This one's the heaviest.
Yeah, there's 44 figures in the set. Each box comes with 4, three medium or small, 1 large or huge. And yes, they had about a dozen at the store. And yes, I picked the heaviest ones I could find in hopes to possibly get this Chimera, as well as maybe the Dragon Turtle. We'll see. So
I got some sort of an actual giant.
There's plenty of unboxing.
Storm giant.
That's the Cloud, I think.
Yeah, it looks like a cloud.
Nope, Storm.
Storm, okay, cool.
That is very interesting. They could have done a little wash instead of just flat colors, but
I think that was done by a machine.
Yeah, these are all
Fairly certain these aren't hand painted.
yeah, the battles are not near the detail of the other minis that we've been opening. It's just mass produced.
Like the eyeball is on his cheek too.
Okay. Now, giants are one thing I don't use very often. I actually have a decent selection of giants already, and I don't use them too often. So,
Got a orc warlord here with the battle horn.
Oh, okay,
that
cool.
is very cool.
Yeah, orcs are.
That's inspiring. I could make a character off of that.
Orcs are always something that's cool to use.
A little kobold. We were talking about not having kobolds earlier.
Yeah.
Again, now Pathfinder kobolds have a very unique look to them as well.
Right. And hobgoblins also in Pathfinder look cool. I was hoping we pulled at least a hobgoblin or two.
And got a little gnome rogue.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, there's our little dudes.
So we did get a couple little guys.
I love my Pathfinder kobolds because they demand respect. They're part dragon, and you better recognize them. And Pathfinder kobolds are fun. But yeah, Storm Giant, cool. Probably won't use them anytime soon.
I mean, Derek and I rarely use giants anymore either. I think mostly as a result of Against the Giants. I don't know if anyone out there watching has played Against the Giants.
Second edition.
Actually started in first edition.
Oh, we got a blue dragon over here.
Oh, Wormling, huh?
That should be more like a young adult.
Or is it young adult? Yeah.
It doesn't say young or old. It just says huge.
Okay. Well, I don't know off the top of my head sizing.
It's a different style blue dragon. I honestly prefer the artwork for D&D blue dragons.
So Wizards of the Coast dragons.
See, now
versus
I've never really
Pathfinder
cared.
dragons.
I've never really cared for dragons of this size. A lot of these sets put them in there, and the younger dragons and the little ones like this, they're all right. But I feel like if you're going to put a dragon on the table, you're either going to want a giant one or I don't know. But again, still
It's going to
cool.
be a colossal.
Still cool. Yeah, I mean
Got a
we might use them. We'll see.
Oh,
looks
there we
like
go.
a halberd goblin.
Oh, nice. That's
Certainly a pole arm.
Is it the horse chopper? Yep, that's the horse chopper. One of the iconic Pathfinder weapons of a goblin, the horse chopper, which does exactly what you expect. Cuts the horse.
And elven fighter, maybe?
Oh.
Armored elf soldier.
Okay, that's cool looking.
The smallest sword ever.
Is it broken? It almost looks like
It looks like it's malformed, maybe. Maybe
Yeah.
like it's supposed to go up to you.
We'll have to look at the picture to see if it was
Right.
just a bad print.
Okay, well,
Because it's the handle
the
is about
handle's
the size
yeah,
of
the
the blade.
hilt is as long as the blade. But I mean, that's kind of a neat elf armor, a little Lord of the Ringsy, little Power Rangery, but you know, kind of a cool set of armor.
And you got a goblin with a dog slicer, I think.
Nice. Okay, well, that's what I was asking for, is a couple goblins, so that's cool. All right, now
Still
I don't have
no
to.
dragon turtle.
Now I don't
No
have
dragon
to.
turtle, no Nelfshni, and no chimera.
It's a cloud giant. That's what happens when you buy all the heavy ones.
Giants and dragons.
All right.
Well, no, at least okay. We got the cloud giant. Not
Okay,
the
but
storm
that's a
giant.
very
Yeah.
nice looking model.
Yeah, the again need some hair dryer action on the spear here. Very flimsy. Hair is kind of cool, kind of weird, but kind
With
of cool
all of the
too.
pre-painteds, I feel like just a little bit of touch-up could really make them pop.
So yeah, cloud giant, storm giant,
So
And blue dragon, yeah.
and
Kind of a little disappointed with our huge minis.
the three I would have said. I hope I don't get those, mainly because we have a decent selection of smaller dragons and we have plenty of giants.
Right,
So
yeah.
these
These are just
all
minis that we didn't need.
right.
'Cause we have-
And
with the ones we
well, the
already
good
have.
thing is that I can just sell the singles and buy the ones we wanted.
there.
So
But this
No,
actually
that
does have
is a
some
good
good.
model.
This is a good model.
right, but we actually do have a cloud giant already that looks pretty good, but I think it's male. So
Yeah.
now we have
So now we can equally represent diversity.
Diversity.
now we have another orc.
Now we
This-
know where the baby giants come from.
Interesting face on him, but this is the orc brawler. Looks like he's got like a kukri or something. I don't know. That's pretty cool though.
I mean, I suppose you could call those kukris.
I don't know.
Who wins
But
this
still
fight?
cool.
Does he have a metal helmet on that they failed to paint? No.
I think he just has a weird shaped head.
Who wins in that fight?
Well, I mean,
Who won initiative?
Now the Pit Fiend wins.
yeah.
All right, our next two minis are both smalls. So we called it. We needed more smalls, and we just got plenty of them. So we have a goblin dog slicer again. So another one.
But I think that's okay to have them all. But that's actually
yeah,
it's got
I mean-
a different pose. Does
Well,
it?
actually,
Or is
no.
it-
Actually, the dog slicer is different. We have horse chopper. We have the
It's just a
goblin
guard.
guard, and then we have. So we do have all three different goblins. The only one we don't have is, I think, the chieftain. There's 4 goblins in the set, I think. So that's cool. Now we shouldn't have bought the unpainted ones because we got plenty of painted
Yep.
ones.
Well, not
But-
plenty. Where there's one goblin, there's a dozen.
Well, that's
right?
true, but
Right.
we'll pass them along. And this one looks like either a gnome or actually another kobold, it looks like. And it is a kobold scout.
Nice.
He
I love the way
has,
goblins look in
he is,
Pathfinder.
I agree.
he is licking a short sword and holding a hand crossbow.
Now, on the pre-painted one, the heads are all of very similar size. Like, this one's smaller than this one, but they're all much closer than the
I mean, I feel like the Pathfinder goblins need to have like their own little cartoon about them or something. They just look like a perfect like Saturday morning cartoon characters. You know, we need a whole series. I know there's Goblin Adventures and Goblin Comics. Let's make them. Right. Let's make a series. They're cool.
Well, you mean like write a script and use the miniatures to act out our own little play?
No, when we say we mean
No, we mean
means
this is us pitching to Paizo right now. Like come on.
Our idea pays for it.
Yeah, something like that. And that video went way longer than we expected. But
out of everything, what are you most excited about? What are you happiest with out of any of the miniatures?
I'd say that I really like the goblins.
I'm about to say I'm digging the goblins and this orc dude here with the banner and the horn. He
is
just like leading the orcs into battle. Like we just need 7 or 8 orcs behind him, and this is the dude.
It's a perfect storyteller.
Lead them in. Yeah, it's a great. I mean, I still love my catapult, but I like the goblins a lot, and I like that orc. I look through this.
As far as the like what we didn't know, goblins all the way.
Yeah, I looked through this set though, and I don't even remember seeing him. So yeah, I mean that was a cool surprise because there's only 44 minis in the set. I mean, and I don't think we got any doubles, did we?
We didn't.
No,
get
we
any
did not.
doubles.
So that's 12 of the 44 in 3 packs. So I mean that's pretty good right there.
No Chimera, no Dragon Turtle,
no Boar Demon.
Yep.
And but yeah. So until next time, join us next soon. We're going to see our Pathfinder 2 videos, and that campaign's starting here real soon. And until next time.
Yep.
Outro.
There it is.
All right. Does that mean we're done?
Yeah, we're done.